Down in the Abyssal Plain, miles below the ocean surface, a massive industrial rush is starting. We are looking for battery metals. Building the electric vehicle revolution requires millions of tons of nickel and cobalt. Terrestrial mines simply cannot keep up with the projected demand, and extracting these metals on land creates severe toxic runoff and deforestation. The alternative lies in polymetallic nodules. These are potato-sized rocks naturally rich in nickel, cobalt, and manganese that sit completely unattached on the deep seabed, waiting to be scooped up. This map shows the Clarion-Clipperton Zone, or CCZ. It is a massive stretch of the Pacific Ocean between North America and Asia. The green areas indicate nodule deposits, holding estimated mineral reserves that dwarf all known land-based reserves combined. We are preparing to strip mine the least understood ecosystem on Earth in a desperate bid to save the terrestrial atmosphere from climate change. Because the CCZ lies in international waters, it exists in a legal vacuum. The only governing body is the International Seabed Authority, a UN-backed organization tasked with managing the ocean floor. For a decade, the ISA has struggled to finalize a mining code, the global rules that would dictate how and where extraction can occur. Now, there is an aggressive push to finish those regulations by the end of the year. Certain corporate entities and national governments are losing patience. They are actively attempting to bypass the international framework to begin test mining immediately, exploiting loopholes to secure early access to the seabed. The industrial technology to extract these minerals is rapidly outpacing the laws designed to protect the ocean. We are looking at a completely unregulated gold rush. This diagram shows the spatial journey of deep-sea mining. Surface ships connect to extraction vehicles 4,000 to 6,500 meters down. Tracked vehicles crush the seabed to vacuum up nodules, pumping the ore miles upward through a precarious vertical pipe system. It is a highly fragile engineering loop. A single pipe rupture would inject massive amounts of industrial pollution directly into the pristine mid-ocean water column. When thousands of pounds of massive machinery roll over the deep seafloor, they permanently crush unmapped benthic habitats. The benthic zone is home to fragile sponges and slow-growing organisms that cannot escape the treads. The vacuuming process creates sediment plumes. These are massive, lingering clouds of toxic, suspended particles that drift on deep-sea currents, smothering microscopic life and destroying the foundational food chain over vast areas outside the actual mining site. The extraction generates continuous, deafening noise that disrupts how marine animals communicate and navigate. Surface ships also dump processed sediment tailings right back into the water. Scientists at Australia's National Science Agency, the CSIRO, are rushing to establish a baseline traffic light system to define what constitutes serious harm before the mining starts. Heavy industry is deploying into an environment so alien that we lack the basic data to measure the extinction events we might cause. Even if companies successfully vacuum up millions of tons of rocks, it does not actually solve the West's critical mineral supply chain problem. This map shows the global smelting bottleneck. Turning nodules into batteries requires specialized onshore facilities. Notice the massive concentration of smelter capacity in China and Indonesia, and almost none in North America. These nations lack U.S. trade agreements, leaving miners completely dependent on foreign rivals. Meanwhile, Pacific Indigenous advocates are fighting to protect their cultural heritage and the pelagic food sources they rely on. Pelagic refers to the open ocean water column where fish like tuna live, which are highly vulnerable to the smothering effects of mining waste. We are rushing to tear apart ancient, unmapped ocean ecosystems to secure a supply chain that may not even solve our strategic dependencies. It is a permanent trade, sacrificing the health of the deep sea to fuel the surface.